Hey guys, welcome back to another Chat Spat. This Chat Spat I did not take any requests for. I told you guys in the last Chat Spat 2 weeks ago that I still had something that I wanted to talk to you guys about that was a little controversial, and it is, and I still want to talk about it. So what we're going to be talking about today is vegans and the whole stigma and controversy and anger and everything that just revolves around vegan people and the things that they do and just how I feel about it in my opinion and what I want to say about it. So if this is something that interests you guys, then just stay tuned and we'll get right into it. So I have to say I am not vegan. I eat meat. I'm not even close to vegan, but I do have friends who are vegan, and I have noticed lately that there's this huge trend of people going vegan lately. And the thing that I feel about it is I've done research on it. I've done a lot of research on it. I've talked to a lot of people who are vegan, and I've found that a lot of people are going vegan for weight loss reasons more than just health reasons and or their beliefs. And then what I'm seeing more of a trend is people becoming very hateful once they become vegan. They push their beliefs onto you. They're very critical of anyone who does not follow their beliefs and what they put in their mouths. And they're becoming very hateful online to anyone. Anyone who wears fur, anyone who eats meat, anyone who eats dairy products, anyone who eats byproducts of animals. And they are becoming so hateful and nasty that they are attacking people online and anywhere else that they seem to want to vent how they feel about us flesh eaters. Now, I usually and lately have been sticking to myself on things that do not relate to me, but this is something that it has affected me, and it has, in a negative way, it has affected me, and it's really starting to piss me off. And I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about it because not only am I going through it and being attacked by vegans, I'm also seeing a lot of the people that I watch on YouTube being attacked by vegans. Now, this is in no way a rant at all vegans. I have met so many vegans who are so nice and just, this is how I eat, this is what I believe, I'm not going to push my beliefs off on you. You know, they're very kind and respectful, and that's one thing that I don't feel like a lot of vegans have is respect. Now, they stand up and they demand respect for the way that they eat, but they also try to push that belief onto other people, and they disrespect other people's eating habits fully. And I do not agree with that at all. Now, this is not unlike religion. You know, with religion, so many people are like, this is what I believe in, and if you don't believe in this, you're stupid, you're going to hell, whatever they believe. There are so many religious people out there that will push their religion on you. They will ridicule you if you do not believe in their religion. They press it on you, and it just becomes something where you're like, I'm not even open to it because you've gone down and pissed me off. That's the same thing with veganism. You know, you push it at me, you come at me rudely with it, you come at me judging me. That is not something that I want to be a part of. I'm not going to want to stand there and be like, oh yeah, I'm part of the vegan crowd who bullies, disrespects, and is just blatantly rude to people about what I put in my mouth, when what you put in your mouth affects me in no way. And I do realize that vegans feel that they don't eat meat or byproducts of animals because they love animals. So that is a huge argument for them, is that they are standing up for animals. They're standing up for their love of living creatures. And I completely respect and understand that. But I do also believe that vegans need to respect and understand the fact that since the dawn of man, we have been eating meat and it has not killed us. It is actually something that we do need in our bodies, or at least that protein we need to get somewhere else, you know? So we do need something like that. We have teeth for chewing meat. There is a reason for that. We've been eating meat forever, and you need to understand that not everybody is just going to switch the way that they believe, the food that they eat, any of that, just because you're telling us that we're flesh-eating murderers who need to change the way that we eat. That is the last thing that is going to change anybody's mind into what they eat. I don't mind vegans. I don't mind the lifestyle. I don't mind the reasoning behind it. I don't think that it's unhealthy. I do think that there is a fine line between it, because my friend Ellie just went vegan recently and she lost a lot of weight. She's been getting really healthy, but she also got a huge vitamin deficiency and got seriously sick and ill from being vegan and missing some vitamins and nutrients that she needed. So she was actually malnutritioned and didn't even realize it because she was eating vegan and wasn't realizing that she was missing parts of that protein, parts of those vitamins that she normally got from eating meat or byproducts from animals. So there's so much that goes into it, so much research, so much know-how, that I really believe that if that was a choice someone would make, they would have to go to a nutritionist, they'd have to go to a doctor, and they'd have to follow a strict diet. And for some people, that just does not work. And the biggest thing about it is that's okay. It doesn't matter if it doesn't work. If it doesn't work for everybody, that's fine. It's just like religion. If I don't want to be Christian, or if I don't want to be Baptist, or whatever it is, whatever religions are out there, that's okay, because it's my life and I'm not hurting anybody by not being religious. And I'm definitely not hurting anybody by not being vegan. And so I think that we all deserve to be respected no matter what we put in our mouths, no matter what we believe, what God we believe in, no matter what. People need to start respecting other people's choices, especially when it does not involve you or directly affect you. And I'm so sick of being judged because I eat chicken, because I eat steak. Like, I am not out there killing those animals. And no, I probably wouldn't. If I was forced to be out in the wild and actually have to kill an animal to eat, I would. I definitely would. And the only thing that vegans do for me by judging me and being rude to me is make me want to just go downtown and get all the meat that I can and sit there and eat it for hours. I would totally be open to listening to someone who is vegan tell me about their lifestyle kindly and respectfully, and I would listen to it and I would weigh my options, and I would actually weigh that as an option if people that were vegan, some people who were vegan, weren't so disrespectful about it. Like, do not call me names because of what I eat. Like, that is just the lowest, crappiest thing I have ever seen. You know, do not judge me because of what I eat, because I'm sure that there are some vegan things that you eat that I could sit here and call you a grass eater for, or just call you anything. You know, I could come up with 1,000,001 different names that are so disrespectful for vegans, and I don't find the time or the want to do something like that. So why are vegans going out there and pushing their beliefs on us in such a negative way and expecting results? I don't understand that at all, and I do realize that there are so many of you out there that are vegan that do not do this, and thank you so much. But there are a lot of people out there that are vegan and they are giving vegans a horrible name, and this is the reason why so many Americans or so many people worldwide are not even open to the fact of trying to become vegan, because they're so pissed off about how rude and ugly those people are that are just shouting at them and judging them constantly because of what they eat. It becomes this animal cruelty thing, truly, and I believe that more so over us, just the fact that we're eating meat, I think that it's more about animal cruelty and the way that these animals are killed to be eaten, the way that they're treated before they're killed to be eaten, you know, everything that they do to the animals that is really unhealthy to eat, and I understand that 100%. But the thing is, and this is a big thing for me, is if we all in the whole world did not eat animals, we didn't eat meat, we didn't eat byproducts of animals, they would still be murdered. And I don't know if you guys understand that or not, but these animals would be slaughtered and just thrown into ditches or landfills or something because of overpopulation. That's why we have deer season. That's why we have rabbit season. That's why we have squirrel season. That's why we have all of these animal seasons, is because it's the government's way of keeping the population of the animals down so you don't hit a deer when you're driving down the road. Because could you imagine if we didn't have deer season and the massive amount of deer that would just overpopulate, or the massive amount of rabbits that would overpopulate, and they would just be everywhere. You wouldn't be able to drive down the road at night or during the day without hitting something. There would be so many animals that it just would not be livable for humans. It would be a mess, and that's the reason why it started to begin with. And you may not agree with me on that, but I find that to be true wholly, is the fact that I would rather respect the animal, get something out of it, which is a circle of life in my eyes. You know, that's why we even have the pyramid chart with meat on it. But I would rather use their fur for something, their meat to survive. I would rather use them than just kill them and throw them in a ditch. I find it more respectful to use them for something good, you know, and be thankful for them every single day for what they provide for me, than just murdering them and throwing them in a ditch and not doing anything else because they're overpopulating the earth. And I think that a lot of animal cruelty people and vegans do not realize that A lot of meat eaters aren't doing it because they're not animal lovers. I am an animal lover. I fully love animals. I love my cat. I love dogs. I love a ton of animals. But yes, there are some animals out there that I don't particularly care about eating. I don't care that I eat a cow. I don't care that I eat a chicken. I don't care. Those are not animals that I'm particularly like, oh, I want to keep you as a pet. Come in my house and let me love you like a family member. And I think that we're judged on that fact that we don't love every single animal, because who are we? What right do we have to judge what animal is more important than the other one? And I realize that, and I understand that, and I respect that. That's your belief. This is mine. So respect mine, because I'm respecting yours. And that's the biggest point of this video. Stop judging people unless they're out there murdering your animals. Unless someone is out there skinning your cat and freaking putting it on one of those pig stickers in your yard, doing circles with it, cooking that shit, and eating it in front of you. You have no right to judge somebody for what they put in their mouth. But like I said before, this does not pertain to every vegan. There are so many vegans out there that they live their own life. They chose their lifestyle. They live that lifestyle. They are respectful to other people, and they just keep to their own. And I think that's the best thing that you could do, because, I mean, there's not people out there with picket fence things or little signs going around screaming at people about, oh, you're a salad eater, you're a lettuce and nut eater, stop that, you're gonna die, you're malnutritioned, eat some meat, eat some meat. You know, nobody's doing that to you, so don't do that to them. I've just been seeing so much lately online, out in the world. I'm hearing it from people left and right about how rude vegans are being, how rude they are in general to people who eat meat, how they push their beliefs on people. And I've recently had that happen to me as well, and it was online on a video. I watched this girl who vlogs named Allie, and she just got torn apart because she made a video about how we should respect what everybody puts in their mouth. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't judge people. And this person, I wrote underneath there agreeing with her. I said we need to respect each other, that it's you know, it's not something that is going to change people's mind. It's not something that's going to make people gravitate towards what you're trying to get them to understand by being rude. And this person just attacked me underneath it. Completely attacked me, saying that I was an animal hater, like I had no right to judge what animal was more important. I mean, freaking out on me. So rude. And it just ensured that I will forever and always be a meat eater. So the only thing that I can say is just respect everybody. If you're a vegan and you completely do not agree with people eating meat, or you do not agree with the animals being slaughtered, do something productive. Like, are you out doing stuff for charities for those animals? Are you out, you know, just giving money to those charities, doing something that's proactive and respectful for animals and for the way that you feed yourself? Because if you're not, I first and foremost do not want to hear a fucking thing you have to say. If you are, come at me respectfully. That's just a huge thing for any of you vegans out there that are just so rude about how people who eat meat are flesh-eating murderers. Why don't you try coming at them respectfully, nice, educate them. You know, tell them about your lifestyle, what you like most about it. You know, what made you decide to change your lifestyle, how it's helped you, stuff like that. You know, people want to hear stuff like that, something that's inspiring, nice, respectful, kind. And then they start thinking, I wonder if I could do that. And that's where you get ahead. Not by being disrespectful, mean, and ugly. That is not how you're going to get ahead. That's not how you're going to help those animals. All you're doing is pissing people off and ensuring that people eat more meat. So I really want to know your guys' opinions on this. Have you had a bad run-in with a vegan? Are you a vegan? And what are your feelings about this? But I do want to say, first off, I will not have an all-out war in my comments. So if there are any vegans that get nasty under there, or even anybody in general gets nasty in the comments of my video, you will be deleted. If you are rude to me, if you are just plain out rude name calling, you will be blocked from my channel. I think that we can respectfully talk about this as adults, but I do not want an all-out war about chicken or lettuce. Like, we're adults. Let's just keep it together. But I definitely do want your guys' opinions, so please leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts and feelings, your opinions. Have you had a bad run-in, a good run-in? Are you a vegan? How do you feel about it? I want to know all of your guys' opinions, so leave me a comment down in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.